Okay, this time we're given a complex number that looks like this. We know that this is acute. We need to find the modulus. And argument of z plus 1. Okay, so we know that that the modulus of z is going to be 1 because there's a 1 implied right here. Okay, and so we're going to start thinking about it being on a unit circle. So this is our z, and we're going to call this O. We'll call this A. Now, if we go from here to here, which is 1, because we're doing plus 1, we can put that on the end right there, which is also 1. And then if we connect those, that's our z plus 1. So the green one is z plus 1. Now, we can also turn this into a rhombus. We'll call that B, and that B, and that C, which this would also be Z, which is 1. So we have 1, 1, 1, 1, so that's a rhombus. Now we know the original angle was phi, or phi, and because on a rhombus the diagonals bisect the angles, we know that this is going to be phi over 2. And so that actually answers the argument question. So argument of z plus 1 is equal to phi over 2. Okay, now to find the modulus, or basically, just the length of this diagonal on a rhombus. So I'm going to just draw the rhombus. This is z. These are 1. Remember, they're all 1s, though, really. And if I draw in both diagonals, another property of a rhombus is that the diagonals intersect at 90-degree angles. Okay, we know that this is phi over 2. And so if we use this, we can find the length of this diagonal. So I'm going to call this O, A, B, C, and since they also intersect at the midpoint, we'll call that an M. Okay, so if we can use our SOHCAHTOA, right angle trigonometry. If we're focused on this angle, we have the adjacent is what we want to know, and then the hypotenuse, which is 1. So it's going to be OM over 1, and that's a cosine, and the angle is phi over 2. Okay, so just a little bit of simplification tells us that. Okay, and then if we want the entire distance across, we're just going to have to double that. So if we want to find OB, that's just going to be 2 times this. And OB is the same thing as the modulus of z plus 1. Okay, if you need additional help, please come to Math Lab. Until then, calculator.